Hello everybody, my name is Jeremy, this is Red Means Recording. Today we are talking about the Endorphin Ground Control. Wait, is it Endorphin? Sorry, it's endorphins, as in multiple endorphins. So what is this? This is a sequencer for your Eurorack system. It has 8 drum gates, and it has 3 pitch and CV gates out, which means it's perfectly capable of sequencing your entire system. One of the things that I generally recommend to people when they're looking at getting into modular is something that will really provide them a robust solution for sequencing. And I've been recommending the KeyStep Pro because I just really like it. But this actually fills a very similar niche in that it has the same amount of output connectivity and a little keyboard that I can play, and some really cool performance features. So today we're going to walk through how it works and yeah, hopefully make something that's slightly listenable. So first things first, we do have a little keyboard here. We have transport controls. I have Pamela's new workout clocking this. And one of the cool things about this is it will accept a high resolution clock. I think it will accept up to 48 PPQ, which is very good, which is very snappy to start and sync. But the clock out here can be set to a division of that, meaning that this clock out is set to 16th notes, and I'm sending that to clock a couple things in my rack, which is really cool. That's a really nice feature. It has patterns. Each one of these is a pattern here. If I press these 2 buttons, I can go to individual patterns for each thing. So each one of these tracks here, I can select a pattern like this. And if I do this, I can move them all together. So one of the things that people want to do with Eurorack a lot of the times I hear is like play a set or like create a song. And one of the things you need for that is multiple patterns. So that's what this allows you to do. You can program your entire set either like in a sort of linear fashion, meaning that like, you know, you kind of go like this and move through the set, or you can mix and match your patterns as you see fit. In order to keep on going, we're going to want to program a pattern. So let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to start over here with our Bassimilus. And there's a few ways that we can get notes in here. The way that I sort of default to is live record mode, but I'll show you that after we do some of the other ones, because some of the other ones make things like ratchet really easy. So with the sequencer stopped, I can enter what's called 101 style note recording. And that is sort of step recording, right? So I can go like this, and then I can hit . You can hear a few things going on here. We can hear that we tied some notes together, which is pretty fun. And we also have some ratcheting going on. We can actually adjust the ratchets and how they work by going into tempo and hitting the ratchet button. So we're going to adjust the ratchets now. Let's go into this. Now you can hear that little burst, right? And actually do a few things. This will add ratchets every single time that the pattern repeats. You can choose random for random amounts of ratchets each time. Let's go into our drum track, and let's go ahead and do some real-time recording for this. So I'm going to hit record, and we're going to see our steps there. So you can actually see where you are in the pattern. Right now we have 16 steps of this pattern for this drum track. So I'm just going to do a quick little beat. But before that, I'm going to hit last step and go to 32. And now I have 32 steps for this pattern. Those step amounts can be set per drum channel. So when you're in the drum channel, if you hit last step and change it, you'll then have that many steps. So what if I wanted to edit this clap? Well, with the sequencer stopped, I can hold down record, and now I can actually see my steps. So I got an extra clap there. If I wanted to add ratchets, I could do that too. And because we can actually change these to any amount, we can have a cool little sort of polymeters going on, which is really nice. So let's go ahead and enter some more stuff here. Let's do some stuff with these, and we're going to set them to uneven amounts. I'm going to real-time record again. All right, so if I go to this one, for instance, and I hold down the last step, change that to 14, change this one to 17, and this one to 18. Now those will constantly sort of roll, right? Roll off the meter, meaning they'll constantly be sort of just like creating a new poly meter for us, which is really nice. For that one, I'm gonna go into last step and change that to 64, which means it'll sort of act as a little crash cymbal for us. So just in our drum patterns alone there, we have a lot of variety going on, which is really fun. This is a good time to talk about mutes. So each one of these up here, this sort of mute bus they call it, I can mute things like that. I can also mute this stuff over here if I want. There's also this really cool all drums mute, which is really, really great for performance because taking out your drums all at once is really awesome. And if I do this, hold down tempo, I can solo something. So that's where the performance stuff comes in, being able to reach in and really quickly turn on and off things, which is really, really fun. Let's talk about play order. So this is one of those modules, you know, there's different categories of modules when it comes to interactivity. This is one of those ones that is sort of button combination heavy as opposed to menu heavy. So they really did strive to have everything available to you on the front panel here without having to dive into a menu. Most things are accessed by holding down tempo and then pressing one of these keys down here to access what it says there. Okay, so I'm going to go over to track 3 here, and I'm going to hold down tempo and hit direction, and I can change these between things like forward, reverse, pendulum, and random. I can also add probability to a thing by holding down tempo and hitting probability. 0 means that there's no chance of a note skipping, but we can add a note skipping if we want by increasing this by this amount or this amount. And this works with the arpeggiator too. So let me show you the arpeggiator. We're going to go ahead and go to another pattern here. You'll notice that the patterns switch at the end of the current pattern, which means that you can slam one of these, it'll blink, and then it will change over at the end of it, which is a really, really nice way of doing things. It's kind of the way that like the launch pad and the push work, which is good for me in terms of performance. So let's go ahead and turn on the arpeggiator. I'm going to do that by doing this. While in arpeggiator mode, I can press one of these buttons up here. You can still hear the probability working on our arpeggiator, by the way. Random. Down. Up. So while I'm recording, I can make that happen. So let's do that. I'm going to change the last step on this pattern to 32, and we'll record something. So you can hear the probability working on that arpeggiator, right? Those little skips there, which is pretty nice. So that's the arpeggiator. I'm going to change the last step of this to 64, so we get a nice long pattern from this. One of the nice things is while you're playing this, it will overlap the notes and slide. So let me show you that real quick. Right there. All right, let's get something going on our third voice, the Iteritas Percido. So now if I wanted to add a variation to this, I could keep some of these and dip some of the other ones. I'm going to show you how to shuffle now, or swing. So So again, everything that we want to do to a pattern is going to be done by holding down tempo and down here. So let's hold down tempo and find shuffle. 50 is no shuffle at all. Right in the middle, no shuffle. Let's go ahead and increase this. Let's do it to all of our patterns. Nice, right? We can also transpose. So let's go to this bass sound here. Hold this down. So there are some things that aren't quite implemented in this yet, which is a little weird because it's been out for a while, but I think it's worth mentioning. Right now, the external CV inputs don't work. There are ones for each one of these tracks, and they will have control over things like ratchet and probability once they get in here, which is really, really nice. But they don't work yet, which is a little disappointing considering how long this has been out. I was hoping to do the video once that was released, but Endorphin did not have an ETA for that. So keep that in mind that those have not been implemented yet. I showed you that you could transpose octaves before, but if we go into here, we can actually transpose by semitones as well, which is nice. Being able to transpose a bass line is really, really nice, so I'll show you that right now. Let's go into track 2. So one of the things I really like to do when I'm performing is have a bass line that is on the tonic, meaning F in this case, and then I can transpose it around. You can see that our root note right now is considered C. It's a really, really easy way to integrate what we would consider a chord change into your performance. You can pattern chain in here, but I find this to be a much more immediate way to get the kind of vibe that I want. I do really, really like being able to actually play stuff before I commit it to recording, which is something I do with the KeyStep Pro quite a bit. And if you're a keyboard player, This gives you a very, very familiar interface to play with. Alright, well that's it for this video. Very compact, very powerful little sequencer with some minor caveats that if you can live with them and don't mind waiting for some features that haven't been implemented in, is probably a great addition to your rack. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them down below where the words go, and thank you for watching. My name is Jeremy. This is Red Mean Recording. Wow. My name is Jeremy. This is Red Means Recording, and I hope you have a wonderful day.